Red tutorial, reindexing a series. Let's say you have an economic series, CPI, GDP, something like this. You're trying to compute the percentage change in that series over some period. Now, if it's a quarterly series, you can use quarter over quarter percent change. If it's a monthly series, you could use the month over month percentage change. But what if you want to compute that percentage change, that growth over a longer period, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a few years? You could take the data, extract it from Fred, bring it into Excel or R or Python, and compute it there. Or you could use a re-indexing tool inside of Fred. Another use case, suppose you want to compare two series and look at their growth. They're at very different levels. So it's difficult to compare visually which one's growing more relative to where it started. Re-indexing a series can be helpful. Let me show you. If you want to follow along, go ahead, go to the front page of Fred. Let's pick a series, any series. I'm going to scroll down. At a glance is always your friend. I'm going to click CPI. Now, when it pops up, it'll show you the level, not inflation, but the level. And, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's say we want to play over here. All right. So I want to know what was the percentage change in the CPI during that COVID recession. That's the gray shaded region. So what you would need to do is take the ending point, which would be 256.126, divided by 259.246 minus 1 times 100. You could do that on a calculator. Let's see if we could do that in Fred. So to facilitate, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here with the date ranges. Just it's a little bit easier to see, okay? Now, how do we get the growth during that period? Follow along. You go to Edit Graph. Units pop up. I want you to scroll all the way down to Index. Remember, we said this is re-indexing something. And you could choose whatever date you want, but thankfully enough, what we have is recession date. So we're going to index it to the start of the recession. And automatically now, when you scroll over, that data point, which we just said was 200 something, is now 100 and re-indexed it at that point. It follows the same path. It looks exactly the same in shape, but it's a different level. If you want to index to a different point in time, you can enter the date right here where my cursor is. Okay, so now for our task, how much did the CPI change during this recession? You can go 98.8 from 100. Oh, that's down 1.2%. Um, it's easy to do in your head, but maybe visually you want to make it even easier. So what we could do is this. We can create a formula. See, the dialog box for edit line is still open. So you scroll on down, and we're first going to scale that by 100. We could have re-indexed to a different value if we had this in Excel, let's say, but we're going to divide by 100. We're going to multiply by one, pardon me, minus one, and then times 100. So that's like new divided by old minus 1 times 100. That's how you get a percentage change, right? Once you have that formula written in, click apply. It puts that black line automatically as the centerpiece for where we're at zero. And it started at a 0% change, not 100 now, right? Because it's indexing to 100. And by the end of that recession, minus 1.0, minus 1.2, just like we saw. All right. Hope that helps. Good luck.